Coming to you tonight from the American Airlines Arena with a look high above here in Miami. It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We're glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Greg Anthony and Brent Berry. And from the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, we're seeing a new trend in NBA practices. Coaches are marking the court in different ways to help players visualize where they need to be. Take, for example, a four-point line, rewarding players for stretching their shooting range. And a corner three, in some cases, is worth 4 points in practice. And that encourages players to take that high-value shot. There's a lot of coaches thinking outside the box by drawing new boxes on the court. Kevin?
A lot of talk about this, David. Some new ground certainly to look at. Thank you. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Curry.
And guys, for a measure of how he's performing offensively, look no further than the true shooting percentage. There's been a steady drop in his last 5 games, and he's got to be scrambling now to get that feel back.
Now Golden State's starting 5. In at forward, it's Thompson and Green. Curry and Russell are the backcourt set, and it's Looney in at the 5 down low. And for the Heat, at the 2 and the 3, it's Butler and Winslow. Myers Leonard is out there with Adebayo, and it's Nunn in at point.
Interesting to see the Warriors not be prohibitive favorites coming into the season. You still have to give the Warriors a lot of credit for the run they've been on. 5 straight finals, something that we haven't seen since the 1960s with the Boston Celtics.
And it's the Warriors to start out. Green kicks to Curry. And the layup's good off the glass.
All that work that Steph does before the game, getting pushed around on shot attempts, paying off there as he gets knocked off balance and still scores.
And for the Warriors, a new opponent in the finals. First time, Brent, they didn't face the Cleveland Cavaliers.
First time no Cleveland, and first time for the Raptors appearing in the finals. And those injuries, Kevin, quite frankly, just too much to overcome. Very unfortunate to not see both teams at full strength at the most important time of the year.
Here's Looney. Green left side. Looney down low. He's covered by Leonard. Looney with the bucket.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
Basket counts.
When the player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Now, here is Russell. And he really did play well against Chicago in that last game. Curry deciding where to go with it. The drive by Green, just 4 to shoot. Looney with the bucket.
Wow, what a setup there. Green plays with great speed and plays with great pace, and that's a nice field play.
Here's Nunn, guarded by Curry. Stolen by Thompson. To the middle. The shot missing. The Heat go the other way with it. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Yeah, and the second chance points, guys, mean a lot over the course of a game, and they just had so few opportunities, and I think that was their Achilles heel.
Yeah, they were like good college players, one and done. You got to be able to make some noise on the offensive glass and keep possessions alive. They weren't able to do that.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Here's Nunn, guarded by Curry. Now Winslow. He's coming off a 16-point game against Houston.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off him.
The Warriors have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Curry can't get it to go.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
Here's Nunn, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Early part of the season, Brent, did you take a while to get back in the swing of things, or were you ready to go out of the gates?
in order to stay in the NBA, Kevin, no, I could not do that.
Right, yeah.
I could not do that.
You played 14
I know,
years.
But I loved coming into training camp being in tip-top shape. It really was something I took a lot of pride in, is that I wanted to be going so that our practices for our coaching staff was something we could get through. Now, I understood the role of other guys on the team where it might take a little while for them to get going, but for my mindset and my confidence in the year, I wanted to make sure that the offseason and the work that I was putting in, because that's where players improved the most, I was going to come into camp ready to go.
Both good from the line that time.
If you look at Miami's future and it was inside a crystal ball, that picture's got to be a bit foggy at this point. They've been in the middle of the pack for a long time, but taking a chance this offseason and bringing in Jimmy Butler as their lone star, we'll see if that recruitment process pays off in some ways for Miami to reestablish some of their culture.
The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, Draymond doesn't just come down with the rebound. He goes right back up aggressively to score.
Outside Butler. Pass to Winslow. 5 to shoot. Pass to Nunn. That shot off. Curry with some nice D. You know, it seems like every year Miami is barely making or barely missing the playoffs. So, Brent, you're right. They've been close.
They keep it competitive. I just don't think there's a way in which Pat Riley will ever let go of the rope that way and tear down the rosters. There's just too much pride, too much competitive fire here for them to do that, and it's not the way that Miami's going to go.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Nunn. He's coming off a 10-point game against Houston. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Passes it to Winslow. Lets it go with a 3. Miami no good on that time either.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
And the shot goes in. Curry's got his second bucket.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
The Heat trail by 10. Outside Butler. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Maybe not the biggest name in free agency, but Jimmy Butler definitely a star player on the market.
A handful of teams were very interested in him, expressed interest in playing for Miami, and got his wish via sign and trade. We'll see if he can make them a contender in the East.
And the first one at the line is good. And Greg, when you look at the top perimeter defenders in the game today, how high does Jimmy Butler rank on that list?
Look, he's in the top handful, no doubt about it. Multiple all-defense selections. He is a true two-way terror.
He makes 1 of 2 that time.
You know, and Butler wasn't a starter until midway through his second season. But since then, his minutes have gone up, and his productivity has gone way up.
Russell against Butler. Now here's Green. D right on him. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Well, whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny that Draymond Green is one of the more unique players in the league.
There really isn't anyone else like Draymond. I mean, who does everything for a team but score. I mean, not only can he play all positions on both ends of the floor, but also to be the emotional leader. Truly a special player.
That free throw, no good. And with this summer signing of Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat demonstrating they still can lure star talent to South Beach.
The Heat back on the rise. The Butler signing sets the stage for the summer of 2021 when they should have the cap space to sign another max player.
He hits the second from the line.
And the Warriors defense last year is still strong, but not as dominant as before.
You wonder if the loss of a lot of that experience is going to cost this revamped roster defensively. It's been fun to watch them shoot threes, but they've been so reliant on that defense. Can they be that good this season?
And there's the call on Curry. That is his first foul of the game. Adebayo down low. He's against Green. Clock at 4. Leonard finds Butler from outside the arc.
Yeah, love the job they've done here to protect the paint.
It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. Curry passes to Green.
A moment here to look at the numbers for D'Angelo Russell. His last 10 games have been exceptional. He's averaging 20 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And it says a lot that when we see numbers like this from him, we aren't even shocked. He's that good.
Yeah, we really have just grown to get used to his greatness, and that's the level for him that he's on right now.
The first one falls.
Well, one thing you can say about the Heat team, very long and very athletic.
That helped them really stay competitive in a lot of games, but when you can't shoot the ball, really hard to come back in games where there's teams firing away from 3 and you can't mount any sort of offensive comeback.
No good on the second free throw. And bird rights an important element in structuring the salary cap. Can you tell the viewers exactly what that means?
What it means, Kevin, is you have the ability to go into the above the tax to sign your own player, and so it doesn't cost you in terms of tax dollars. So if a player finishes his season, you have bird rights on that player. You can negotiate a number that's not going to impact your bottom line and cut into your salary cap. So very important when teams are maneuvering around and trying to get players on their roster for a season or two, that after that second season or third season over, that the bird rights still remain for them to extend him even further to keep him around the culture.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Myers Leonard, and Hero subbed in for Butler. Nunn passes to Olynyk. The Heat need to get a shot off. Nunn. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. To take a look at the Warriors. 4th in the conference, an excellent season so far for them, though they'd like to jump into the top tier, maybe the top 3.
And for the Warriors, they've fulfilled a lot of the promise they showed coming into the season. But they just haven't taken that next leap forward so many thought they might.
They still had enough players take positive steps forward to call this season a success. Maybe they're not at the top of the standings where they'd hope they'd be, but they're in really good position in terms of the playoff picture. One of the ways to get a great look from the three-point line is when you're on a fast break. The defense simply lost him.
Now, here is Russell. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game. Looney kicks to Thompson. Drops in the layup for 2. Thompson's got his second basket of the night.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
There's Winslow after the made shot from Klay Thompson. And here's Winslow. Good D by Thompson.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Here's Russell. The rebound by Johnson. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Heat. trailing by 10. There's the pass to Nunn. Back to Johnson. Over Russell. Drops it in from 11 feet.
Impressive shooting touch from James Johnson. That's what the summer's for. Get your touch right. Deadly right here tonight.
Russell feeling it out a bit. From the high post. And he overshot that one, missing.
Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
Here's Nunn. He averages about 5 points a game. He kicks it to Olynyk. Warriors with the rebound. Green's got 6 rebounds here tonight. It's Thompson off the drive. Here's Looney. Pass to Thompson. Drills the baseline jumper. Thompson's got 6.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
Here's Nunn after the made shot from Klay Thompson. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
And coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
So both teams making some changes here. And it's time for a look at our rookie leaderboard to see which rookies have been the most dangerous scorers in the league over the last 10 games. You take a look at Hero, a top 5 scorer in the league. What a player he is.
And, you know, they've given him some more responsibility offensively. In these past 2 weeks, he's responded.
Now here's Dragic. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game.
Yeah, Dragic was not going to be denied on that possession. A fiery competitor, and they needed that bucket.
Here is Russell after the made shot from Goran Dragic. Bounce pass, Russell to the inside. Green finds Burks. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Green's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. To the right side. Floats one up.
And Green plays with tremendous edge on the defensive end of the floor.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close. Yeah, easy call.
The Warriors shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good. Burks. Brent, we hear this all the time. Good defense beats good offense. Do you think that's true?
I don't know how defense scores. So in today's game, seeing the juggernauts and seeing what we've seen, Kevin, quite frankly, as some of the best offensive teams, not only in the last 5 years, but in the history of the league, around the Houston Rockets and what the Golden State Warriors have been able to do. It's about equipping your team defensively to be able to stop that stylistically. But certainly every coach will say it comes down to defense because that is something you can control.
Now here's Dragic. Can't hit the turnaround jumper.
Yeah, that was a $1 million crossover to free him up, but that finish, I'd give him 50 cents.
And the wide open shot from Green. Drains the three-pointer. Green's got 7 points in the game.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
The Heat trail by 16. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Dragic finds Olynyk. Here's Robinson. Guarded by Robinson. And Robinson that time on the assist from Olynyk.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Now, here is Russell. Burks can't get it to go. And the foul on Alec Burks. That's his first foul. .125 left in the first. Dragic with it. Over Russell.
And nice hustle by Russell, trying to make himself into more of a two-way player.
Robinson for three. And it's Miami with the rebound. Right side, Dragic. From down in the low post, it goes. Dragic has got his second bucket of the night.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Pass to Burks. Johnson against Green. In the corner, it's Robinson. Passes it to Looney. And some changes here for the Warriors. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Looney. And Spellman subbed in for Green. There's 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Burks on the wing. Puts it up. Shot clock at 5. That one off the back iron and out. Here's Johnson. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Warriors leading by 11. Right side Robinson. Back to Russell. Over Dragic. A putback. It's good on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We come back right after this. Marquee matchup tonight. Jimmy Butler says he loves to go up against the best.
I'm one that if you're the best in the world, I want to see it, and I wake up for these games. I want to know, how do you do it? And you're going to have to do it every night when you go up against me.
That's the hard-working mentality Butler provides. A two-way threat, Greg, who wants to dominate the top players at his position.
And Butler's really embraced being a leader. You can tell he lives for these types of matchups and games.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a very convincing performance here from the Warriors so far.
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Just a great job, really, of making the game ugly, trying to muck it up a little bit out there.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, we've got Alec Burks. He's out there with D'Angelo Russell. Robinson is out there with Cauley Stein. And it's Spellman in at the 4 slot. And he knocks down the first one.
And D'Angelo Russell was expected to be targeted this past summer. Ends up as a sign and trade to the Warriors. Was going to leave Brooklyn after the Durant signing no matter what. Should be an interesting fit.
Adebayo is checked in for the Heat. And so Russell hits them both. And Russell at 6'5", able to play at the point guard or the shooting guard. Greg, when you look at his game, what's his best position?
Probably the one. I mean, we're seeing a trend towards bigger point guards at the same time that 4s and 5s are trending smaller. Everybody wants that switchability on defense.
Here's Hero. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Rockets in Houston.
He also did a masterful job in that game of drawing a lot of fouls, so he's creating havoc for the defense.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, D'Angelo Russell was traded from the Lakers and, in his words, was kicked on the way out. He's become an all-star in Brooklyn. Russell said, "It's a heck of an accomplishment. That respect from your peers, your coaches, other teams, it's a great feeling." And Kevin, given how it started for him in L.A., many remain shocked by Russell's rapid ascent.
Coming into his own, you're right, David. Thank you. Now, here's Dragic, following the shot by Alec Burks.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Robinson misses.
Well, he finds some space in that in-between gap there, Kevin. Too bad he can't release that one on target.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here.
And a moment now to look at the stats for Dragic. How his last 10 games have gone. He's right around 9 points a night, 4 assists and 2 rebounds. And it's been a bit of a struggle for him. I mean, he can get down on himself at times. He's just got to keep working, and I think things will turn around.
This is where your character can be tested, his will to fight through this kind of adversity. But I think he's got a good chance.
That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from Olynyk. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Dragic against Russell. Now the pass to Spellman. Now here's Burks. Tight defense on him. And it's Russell missing. For Miami, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Robinson passes to Hero. Outside Dragic. Pass to Hero. Poked loose, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Russell. And here's the upcoming schedule for the Heat. On Sunday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Kyle Lowry and the Toronto Raptors.
And for their matchup with the Celtics, you know they want to come out and make a big statement in that one. It won't be easy, but anything can happen.
Yeah, still trying to calibrate right now because he had 1 3 in the first quarter, but nothing since.
That one falls. And it's 6 points for D'Angelo Russell.
An active competitor, Russell won't go down without a fight, especially around the rim.
Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Kicks to Dragic. Throws it up high, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Robinson, the slam dunk by Robinson.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
The Heat trail by 15. Dragic the pass to Hero. It's Olynyk atop the key. And the dunk by Olynyk.
Yeah, he can surprise you around the rim. Olynyk has some lift.
Warriors leading by 13. Burks on the wing. For the 3. Drills it from outside. Burks has got 8.
He's going to punish you, Kevin, if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
Hero passes to Robinson. Dragic finds Olynyk. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. The Warriors have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Olynyk with the steal. Here's Hero. Burks pulls it in.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And with the departure of KD, the Warriors able to bring in D'Angelo Russell from the Nets in return. Greg, how do you like that fit for Golden State?
You know, offensively, fits the high skill level they're known for. Defensively, it might be tougher, but his youth, another positive as their other stars enter their 30s.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Dragic, such a valuable player as a combo guard who is a veteran in this league. Unpredictable, pushes the pace, and does not lack for confidence.
The first free throw is good. Well, you watch Goran Dragic play, and Brent, he's so deceptive with his movement both on and off the ball.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why, Kevin, is the change of speeds. I also add the fact that guys who can handle the ball and are crafty and are left-handed, boy, it's tough on a nightly basis to change up your mindset to guard a guy who you know is going to go left all the time as opposed to right. Trust me, in practice, I had to do that with Manu Ginobili a ton of time in San Antonio. Dragic similar. Great use of speed change.
Now here's Curry. He's coming off a 31-point game against Chicago. Robinson for 3. The shot, no good. And it's Miami the other way. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. That's game 1 of a 3-game road trip. Butler dishes to Dragic. Here's Adebayo. Cauley Stein with the defensive effort.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Well, that's two teammates who need to reintroduce themselves to one another, not on the same page.
And the Heat making a change here. Nunn's checked in. So it's Miami now. 15-point game. Dishes it to Winslow. He kicks it to Butler. Shoots it up. Miami no good on that time either.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Brent, the league's been trying to clean up some of the physicality that we see, some of the jawing, but there are some players that do a great job of nonetheless getting under an opponent's skin.
I don't think, Kevin, over the past couple of years, we would deem the NBA as being more physical than at any other time. Would we say that?
I think that's fair.
We would, we would never say that. But there are still irritants in the game. And the reason why those guys do that is because that's their competitive advantage. And that's the way the league is always going to operate. There are going to be guys out there who are going to use either their intellect to get inside your head or do things on a physical level that are going to cause you to think about what it is you're doing on the floor.
Exactly.
And when you find those guys, they're really interesting players to watch. You're not going to replicate their shooting form, Kevin. But in terms of sometimes their approach, there are things that you might be able to learn from a Draymond Green or a Marcus Smart.
There's no doubt.
Well, for so long, the Warriors have been a great shooting team. I don't see that changing as long as Steph and Clay are pulling on jerseys for the Dubs. You think about the Splash Brothers backcourt, their unselfish style of play, sharing the ball. This team has represented good to great over the last 5 years in a way no other team has.
And here is Curry. After Jimmy Butler made that last three-pointer, Thompson finds Curry. The baseline J. And the Warriors miss again.
He's got so many ways to score in the post. Just nifty, uses fakes. You have to have a body on him every time he's down there.
And the Warriors last year, Brent, top 3 in three-point shooting once again.
How about that? The 5th straight year that they've been a top 3 team from the three-point line, and not really much of a surprise given their shooting prowess. Some of their attempts would be bad shots, Kevin, quite frankly, for any other team, but that's elite marksmanship from Golden State.
The Heat trail by 13. Nunn passes to Butler. And he makes good on the layup. Butler's got 5 points in the quarter.
And the quickness on the drive, Butler's showing how lethal he is cutting to the basket.
Pass to Chris. It's stolen by Adebayo. Here's Butler. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Butler's got 8 points. Outside Curry. Outside for Robinson. He feeds it to Cauley Stein. Unable to get that one. Great D that time from Leonard. And Willie Cauley Stein gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Johnson, he's checked in for Bam Adebayo. Draymond Green, he's checked in for the Warriors. Miami's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Here's Nunn, guarded by Curry. Robinson dishes to Curry. From deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range. 7 points in the game.
I mean, there's no way. I mean, there's just a sliver of daylight, and there's 3 more.
Here's Nunn. He dishes it to Winslow. Jacks up a 3. Draymond Green pulls it in. Green's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Robinson goes in, and the dunk by Robinson.
Love to see the pass-first nature of Draymond Green, and for good reason. He's got a lot of good shooters on the ball club, but as a 4 or as a 5, that passing skill pays off big time.
The Heat trail by 14. Here's Nunn. Butler finds Johnson. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Curry passes to Green. On the wing, Thompson. Offline with his 3. Heat have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter. A nice efficient 50%. Here's Winslow. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. And this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
And really, this is a team that expects to beat everyone when they step on the floor, but they were only able to split the series last year.
And they don't want a repeat of what happened last year here. They know this is an opponent they can handle, and they don't want to give away anything like they did last year.
Now here's Curry. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's foul number 2 for him. Miami on defense. Down by 12. On the wing, Thompson. From past the arc. In the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
Well, looking to shoot immediately off the pass, and I don't think he even felt the leather that time.
Nunn passes to Johnson. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Well, I'm shocked he missed that wide open look. He has to feel embarrassed he blew that one.
Outside Curry. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And that's the tough part of trying to keep him on the floor. Now he picks up that 3rd foul.
On defense, Miami. 15-point game. Curry passes to Chris. Just 5 on the clock. Golden State needs to get off a shot. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Miami, lurking in the basement of the conference for the time being. They're not pleased with their performance so far this season.
And you know, for the Heat, they're already looking to the offseason. And that's a shame. Their fans deserve a little bit more from this team.
And the body language right now kind of telling the story. Losing takes a huge toll on you, especially during an 82-game grind. And he's been terrific tonight, and with a little help from the other guys on the floor, they might be able to turn this game around.
Curry kicks to Thompson. Pass to Chris. Robinson against Butler. To the paint. And the rejection by Leonard.
There's some good commitment from Myers Leonard on defense there. Gets his hands up and swats that one away.
Here's Nunn. Green with the block. Deep 2 from Robinson. The shot comes out. Some solid defense from Butler.
Teammates right now covering up for the type of off performance he's having. In terms of scoring, this has not been his best night.
And Butler always looking
to find that alley-oop. Just throw it his way, and he'll handle the rest.
Here's Curry. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Chris can't hit.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
The pass to Nunn. Pass to Leonard. Fades and shoots. Draymond Green grabs the miss. Green's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Curry kicks to Green. Good, and Curry gets the assist. And that's now 9 points for Draymond Green.
Well, Steph Curry, one of the greatest shooters in the history of the NBA, but also a very gifted passer, great at finding his teammates.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Draymond. Of course, not unusual to see you going up against bigger players. So how do you take advantage of that offensively?
I mean, you just got to take advantage of mismatches. You know, most of the time there's a big guy on me. If not, there's usually somebody trying to switch off. You know, I just got to know when to pop and just take advantage of the mismatches.
You've done just that in the first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. Golden State did not hesitate to set the pace. They blasted through the opening period like a tornado, at one point leading by 16. By the end of quarter one, they were way out on top, leading by 13. After a tough, hard-fought second quarter, the lead remained the same, and they still hold the double-digit advantage at the break. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far?
Well, they've been playing with some toughness. And it's led to a nice lead for them, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers. And now they need to stay mean, Ernie. You cannot lose that edge in the second half.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Miami?
They just gave up way too many good looks from the three-point line. That means either you haven't followed the game plan correctly or you're not executing it correctly. Either way, it's wrong. So from the looks of the first half, they need to aggressively close out on shooters to close this gap and the score.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at Jimmy Butler. He's really been playing well.
And, guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Got the 2 and the 3. It's Butler and Winslow. Adebayo is out there with Myers-Leonard, and it's Nunn in at the 1. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Using outstanding floor awareness there. Russell's ability to pick apart the defense and find the open man.
Here's Nunn. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. On defense, the Warriors. Now Leonard. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
You talk about things at halftime, and then you come out and you go 0 for 3. I'm sure that wasn't up on the board. Well, Bam at 6'10" might be a little bit undersized, but there's something in his activity on a nightly basis, Kevin, that feels like he plays bigger. Just a pogo stick, gets around, covers some ground laterally, and does a great job of both protecting the rim and finishing strong.
Here's Thompson. Looney kicks to Thompson. And basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
D has been just completely helpless and turned around. He's so dangerous when he's in this kind of rhythm.
And with Adebayo and finishing plays, Brent, he is a terrific dunker.
No doubt. Guys are looking for him all over the rim, and you could throw it just about anywhere, and Bam is going to go up and just look for that. Bam right on you. Great energy, great athleticism, and continues to find ways in which he can make solid offensive contributions for the Heat.
And Miami has possession after D'Angelo Russell's miss. Nunn passes to Winslow. 6 on the shot clock. Fires it up. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Here is a list of the NBA's most adept passing teams this season. These are your assist leaders. In third, the Warriors.
And you know, when your team has a lot of assists, it's testimony to the unselfishness, the patience, the ball movement, the player movement. They have shown all of that.
Russell dishes to Curry. Back to Russell. Fires the 3. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Adebayo.
And a moment now to check out some of the numbers for Winslow. Averaging 9 points per game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. We know that he can come up with the occasional big play, but his overall numbers haven't been impressive.
There is a bit of a feeling they're all looking to him to step up, and they know he's capable of doing it right now, just not getting it done.
Here's Looney.
That's some of the toughness coach wants from Leonard, getting into the shooter's face, altering the shot without fouling. Good job.
Again, the miss by the Heat.
Hate to say it, but if they're still trailing at the final buzzer, a lot of this is going to be felt by him. His shooting tonight has just been atrocious.
Now, here is Russell. 17-point lead, their biggest.
Hitting three-pointers, so important in today's NBA. Good thing Russell's got the range and confidence to do so.
Here's Nunn. Adebayo. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Outside Curry. Here's Russell. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Russell's got 11 points.
And still growing, still learning, but the signs of becoming a top-flight scorer are there for D'Angelo Russell.
Butler with the ball, picked up by Thompson. And Adebayo throws it down.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Warriors leading by 18. Outside Russell. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that 4th foul, guys, might force him to scale back the aggression from a defensive standpoint. He does not need, nor does the team need, number 5.
The Warriors making a switch here. Spellman's checked in. Now, here is Russell. He's got 11. They get it again. And he uses the glass on the layup. Spellman's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
Yeah, that pops your confident balloon out there, just completely deflating when plays like that happen.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for the Golden State Warriors. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Now, here is Russell. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game.
Yeah, trying more and more to utilize the three-pointer. It's a good idea. That's his 2nd 3 of the game. 1 in each half.
And here's Dragic after the three-pointer from Klay Thompson. And Adebayo throws it down.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you.
Butler, no good.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, that happens. Important thing is for players, just don't beat yourself up and make a miss like that cost you another play.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency, but players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Kevin?
Good point, David. Thank you. Here's Hero. He's got 5. Pass to Adebayo. Curry against Dragic. Outside Butler. Shot clock at 6. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Klay Thompson just never dwelling too long on a game where he might miss a couple shots, or over the course of maybe a couple weeks when he's not in his best form. He turns it around pretty quickly, does Klay, and it's pretty impactful.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And for all-time great shooters like Klay, you need to have that confidence in your shot.
Well, I think Klay's confidence grows a lot too, Kevin, from the fact that he knows on a nightly basis that the ball is going to come his way. It's one of the best aspects of the Golden State Warrior offense is that they share it. So you're not going to go through a 10-game stretch where the opportunities to score aren't there. Klay's going to see shot opportunities because of Steph's unselfishness, and because he's such a world-class shooter, he's going to work his way out of slumps pretty quickly, and then he's going to go on a tear.
The Heat trail by 21. Here's Hero. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Passes to Cauley-Stein. Back to Curry. Kicks it to Cauley-Stein. Here's Spellman. That one rolling around and rims out.
You get a feeling that he made that much more difficult than he had to. No reason why he had to fade away on that jumper.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Curry. This last month, he has been a real positive for this team. 6th in scoring and such a great distributor and decision maker, among the top 10 in assists per game.
And you noted it. His points per game average is unreal right now. He's literally propping up the team's offense, scoring whenever they need him to. First free throw is good. Johnson, he's checked in for Miami. Robinson hits them both.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Outside, Russell feeds to Curry. Shoots over Dragic. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Russell. Russell's got 4 assists now tonight.
Now, Steph doesn't mind with defense draped all over him or a hand in his face, still getting that kind of shot off.
The Heat trail by 21. Timeout called, the Heat.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Well, they can't find the net right now, and all they need, I think, is just to get one to go, get back on track.
Olenek the pass to Hero. Outside Robinson. Outside Dragic. And again, it's the Heat missing.
And not a way to get out of a funk. He needs to be looking for good, solid, more efficient shots, not the wild one he took there.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And it's Dragic with the ball for the Miami Heat. He kicks to Olenek from downtown. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Spellman's got his 4th rebound in this one. Cauley-Stein dishes to Curry. No good with the triple.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
And the Warriors making a change here. Robinson's checked in. Miami's gotten blank from 3-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Here's Hero. He's covered by Thompson. The pass to Olenek. Kicks it to Robinson. Clock at 6. Lets it go from deep. Olenek can't hit.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him find his touch and still be a factor. Don't count them out yet.
Russell passes to Spellman. Johnson with the block.
Well, if you can use that athleticism on offense, why not try it on defense? James Johnson putting his 7'1" wingspan to great use.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed? He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
Yeah, feels like Christmas right now, just gift wrapping points.
Here's Hero. He's got 7. Robinson, that's good.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the 3-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Warriors leading by 20. Outside Russell, pass to Robinson. Back to Russell. The feed to Thompson, and out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. Now let's take a second to bring up our rookie leaderboard for a glance at this year's top first-year free throw shooters. You take a look at Hero, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line, and it's nearly automatic.
He doesn't miss that many, does he? I mean, great skill level to go with his obvious talent. He's taking full advantage every time he draws a whistle.
Here's Dragic. Misses off the left iron.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Here's Hero. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Baseline jumper.
Don't want to be careless around Cauley-Stein. That's when he rises up and blocks shots away.
They double him with Russell. There's Dragic with the 3. They get the rebound. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. Warriors leading by 20. Here's Robinson. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists in the game. .139 left to play here in the third. Now a timeout called by Miami.
Well, it's been interesting to watch Willie Cauley-Stein and his development, mostly coming from De'Aaron Fox in a style change where Willie Cauley-Stein can get out and be athletic. Now with the Golden State Warriors, who like to play up pace and move up the floor, along with Steph Curry's playmaking ability, Willie Cauley-Stein could have a great opportunity here at the center position to be a runner and a scorer in transition.
Both teams will make substitutions. 1:37 left here in the third quarter. Here's Nunn. Kicks it out to Johnson for 3. Cauley-Stein grabs the board. Cauley-Stein's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And with Cauley Stein last year, he made some big strides before his free agency.
Well, I think that's something that Bob Myers and the Golden State Warriors were very keen to as they're trying to adjust and tweak this roster after the season they had last year. Willie Cauley-Stein, a great running back with great hands and can finish. So if they're going to play up-tempo and speed up the game even more, Willie Cauley-Stein at the center does make some sense.
Now, here is Russell, following the shot by Myers-Leonard. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. From 13, and it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Russell kicks to Thompson. Pass to Chris. Lets the three fly. And Winslow pulls it down. He's shooting just 31% in the game. Hero passes to Johnson. Here's none, and there's the call on Klay Thompson. That is his first foul of the game. The Heat have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
One shot.
Here's none. Over Russell. Misses. And so it's the Golden State Warriors riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We've got more in store for you right after this. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for Golden State, setting the floor for the Warriors. Green and Cauley Stein are down low. Russell is out there with Klay Thompson. And it's Chris in at the small forward.
And you look at the development of how Klay has attacked the rim over his career. What was once a weak spot for him has now become a strength as his finishing improves every year.
You know what, Greg, you're right. Thinking back to Thompson, he had his early struggles at the rim.
And that's a distant memory for Klay now. I mean, he's dunking more often and with more force when he goes at the rim. It has made him an even more complete shooting guard.
Two shots.
That free throw good from Thompson. You know, Brent, something other major sports do, receding during the playoffs. So the highest seeds always will play the lowest seeds. And do you think the NBA should go down that road?
I think the consideration will still be there. I think that conversation is going to happen over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. I don't see it changing in that time, Kevin, but it's healthy to continue the dialogue to the point where maybe we do get there.
Mm-hmm. Here's none. Left side, Leonard. Passes it to Hero. Just 5 to shoot. And stolen by Russell.
Yo, man up on Russell.
Out to the right wing. Thompson outside. And there's the pass to Cauley Stein. He kicks to Russell. Buries the long-range jumper.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
One minute now into this fourth quarter. Nunn passes to Okpala. Here's Nunn. Burks covering. Brent, we have seen some players refuse to speak to the media. For whatever reason, where should that line be drawn?
Well, there is a role and a responsibility, I think, of every player in the league, Kevin, given that it's an entertainment industry and that people have jobs around this league to tell stories, to have access to those players. Now, every player doesn't want to talk or get into certain things, but their availability should be made and people should have access to them. Look, I don't want to take out the trash every Tuesday, but I understand I got to do it at home. Right. And so players have a responsibility to their franchise to be a voice at times.
I always thought you were terrific with the media.
Well, I appreciate that, Kevin. Maybe that's how I got this job.
Here's Pascal. Shot clock at 3. Poole, no good. And it's Marquise Chris with the foul. That's his first foul. The Heat shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance. Pass to Nunn. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth.
The wheels have completely come off for him here in the second half.
Warriors shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. Here's Poole. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Okpala. Brent, when constructing a team, it's always tricky to fit in max contracts. But the truth is, some players probably deserve much more money than they're allowed to receive.
Incredible to say that, right,
It
Kevin?
is, yeah.
But there are guys like LeBron James, whose $35 million contract might be worth 100.
I always thought about Jordan too, right? I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And for the years that Michael Jordan was underpaid in Chicago for what it was he was doing. But in terms of competitive balance for the league and 30 franchises, and for you to try to build a team and a roster to put out on the floor to play this game and have opportunities to win championships, it's really the only way, and sometimes unfairly for guys in terms of their competition and compensation to have to put maximums on what it is that players can earn. Well, a missed box out and an easy tip in, but it's because of the activity as the ball is going up, Kevin, finding yourself in the right spot, just using some effort.
Now, here's Burks. Not a lot of room. Here's Evans. That one, no good. The Heat go the other way with it. Here's Okpala. Three-pointer on the way. Chris with the rebound. And it's Evans with the ball. He'll bring it up for Golden State. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Down low. Here's Chris. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
That's not going to make you a favorite target of your teammates. They'll think twice about feeding you if you're going to keep missing layups. Well, that's how to protect the rim without fouling. Force him into an awkward release and a bit of an adjustment on the layup.
Here's Poole. The Heat making a switch here. Dragic is checked in. Miami's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Okpala. Now here's Dragic. Shoots from the elbow. Chris with the rebound. Chris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. To the middle. It's stolen by Adebayo. Dragic against Evans from the top of the key. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Probably not the shot that was drawn up for that possession, but you can't pass it up and you can't knock it down.
Pascal, the pass to Chris. Last year, the average salary for a starting point guard, Brent, in the NBA, was the highest among all positions. Why would that be?
Well, with the way the game has changed, Kevin, there's certainly an emphasis on being able to find guys who are initiating offense, scoring the basketball, shooting three-pointers, and you're seeing a big shift in salaries between point guards and bigs. That's where the biggest disparity is. Centers in the league are getting less and less of an opportunity to have the extended big money contracts because the game has moved to the perimeter, and if you're a big that cannot play on the perimeter, there's not a lot of teams that are willing to invest a significant amount of their cap space into the center position. They want guards and wings who can play out there and do the damage from there.
Robinson's checked in for Bam Adebayo. He hits both from the stripe.
Marquise Chris has potential oozing from his fingertips. So exciting and so athletic at that 4 spot.
Here's Okpala. Trying to get open is Robinson. Okpala. Shot will go.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Pass to Pascal. Back to Evans. Burks for 3. And it's Haslam with the rebound.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Evans against Dragic. There are many players now signing shorter contracts in free agency. You've talked about this a lot. Does it make it harder or easier for the super teams?
Well, I think it makes it easier because all of a sudden a star player from another team becomes available that you could latch him on to somewhere else.
Any examples you could throw out there that
I don't want to get into the specifics
of
it.
I understand.
I think we've seen it over the past 3 or 4 years with some of our star guys. And
yes.
I don't fault them because they're getting smarter. Players are a lot smarter about what it is that they can do with having the very few times, Kevin, that you have a say in your career as to where it is that you're going to play. And more importantly, the potential for what it is that financially you can make.
And playing for a championship.
For a championship, for potentially the opportunity to play with somebody who you've always thought you could either elevate their play or they could elevate yours. This is not going away anytime soon. That's nice vision there. You see that pass, you make the feed before the defense has a chance to react, and that opens up a much better opportunity to score.
Now here's Evans. Passes it to Burks. Evans outside. The pass to Pascal. Here's Chris. Banked in off the glass.
He has the tools and the physical advantages. Marquise Chris wanting to be more active on the offensive glass.
Evans with the steal. Here's Burks. It's rebounded by Okpala.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
And obviously some good players have taken less money for a chance at a winning championship situation. That's made some rich teams even better.
Take a break.
Well, you have to appreciate a player in that regard thinking that the financial gains that he could have somewhere else and playing for a team that's not capable of doing what it is that you're trying to do, and that's win a championship, that they've decided, look, it's not about that for me. What it is about the experience of being around a team that elevates itself to being the best team in the league. And if you're fortunate enough at the highest level, Kevin, as a basketball player, to be around a championship, that experience sticks with you for a lifetime. So you do appreciate guys looking for those opportunities to be around a championship.
Here's Evans. Pass to Chris. Over Jones. 4 on the clock. Chris can't hit. Miami's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Right wing. Pass to Okpala. Back to Dragic. And he lays it straight in.
Well, getting the ball off the dribble to the bucket is one of Dragic's strengths. You can't afford to let him get that close to the rim, or he's going to get you.
Now here's Evans. Kicks to Burks. Passes to Poole from 10 feet out, and he hits the jump shot. Poole's got 5 points now this quarter.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Here's Okpala. The Warriors making the shot. And Jones with the stuff.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Evans. Fires for 3. Dragic with some nice D. Robinson finds Dragic. Back to Robinson. Beyond the arc. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
Well, his shooting this quarter has to be a huge concern, especially when they're behind like this. Can he find a rhythm?
Out left to the wing. Here's Pascal. The three-pointer, no good. And here's Dragic. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Brent, how often do players argue calls knowing that they are in the wrong? They know they're going after something that was the correct call.
Let's just say often, Kevin. I mean, you just never, the whistle.
Are they thinking ahead in terms of saying?
I don't think so. It's emotional. It's just an emotional reaction. I mean, you're out there running around and doing what you do, and you get a whistle, you're going to react to it like, oh, I did something wrong. Yeah. Why am I in the principal's office right now? I want to get my side out. I know you saw it. Everybody does it.
It sounds like you may have done a lot of that.
I tried to avoid that, Kevin. Quite frankly.
Did you? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't think that's healthy for you and your reputation.
Here's Okpala, and they pick up 2. Okpala's got 4 points in the quarter. There's 1:34 left in the game. Evans up top. He's guarded by Dragic. And the pass to Chris. The fadeaway. Miami grabs the miss. Dragic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Warriors.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance. It was a big-time outing for Draymond Green.
Well, a consistent intensity is what he brought to the floor here. He hit the glass hard, and he came up with a ton of rebounds.
Russell, he's checked in for the Warriors. Brent, a lot of teams will be paying that luxury tax, and that is a tough thing for a lot of owners to swallow. Is this the best method to deter teams from going over the cap and overspending and outspending smaller markets?
you're hitting the nail on the head, Kevin, because there are some teams, as much as you said it's tough for some teams to swallow, there are other teams that never see that pill.
Right.
And they're willing to go as far as they need to go in order to put a championship team on the floor. It seems to be working, but the question you have for me, was it a deterrent right now? I don't know if it's as significant as it needs to be. We know the repeater tax certainly hurts some teams, but there are still teams that are willing to spend, Kevin. That's really tough on small market teams who want to avoid that at all costs.
And Miami has possession following the score by Golden State. Back to Dragic. From deep three-point range, Chris with the rebound. So it's the Warriors now. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Evans passes to Russell. Back to Evans. Pass to Russell. Releases. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Clay, what is the key to the way you played tonight?
You know, I'm just used to the pace of the game by now, and my teammates do a good job finding me when I'm open, so all credit goes to them. I just catch and fire when I'm open.
And they found the shooter, and he shot. Thanks, Clay. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. And we'll see you next time.